All right. Well, we've already hinted that we'll begin the show formally with a look at the newspapers. We've got a host of them with us this morning and see what the big stories are which, made it out to the front page. And I'm beginning with the Nation newspaper. The biggest story is captioned "Triumphant Tinubu." Of course, it all has to do with the victory recorded yet again by the All Progressives Congress, as well as its flag bearer, Bola Tinubu, whose victory has once again been affirmed in court, this time around the final bus stop, talking about the law that is the Supreme Court. And there are other stories on the front page of the Nation. The top story, or the top corner there, is about Wike, the FCT minister, former governor of Rivers State. Yes, some Wike, who says, "I will support president again. I will support the president again. No regrets for my action." Of course, he was one of the VVIPs, the very, very important personalities who also made it to the Supreme Court on Thursday to hear the judgment firsthand. Another story there. Ondo State Governor in the news again. Lucky Aiyedatiwa apologizes to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. According to the Deputy Governor, he's quoted as saying, "Turn of events embarrassing." And on the Alaafin tussle, 5 Oyo kingmakers sue Governor Makinde and others, while there's another story there about how the blue economy industry will boost the GDP. That's by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy there, Boyega Oyetola. Over now to the Tribune. Tinubu victorious, says Supreme Court. Did justice on merits of law. Court dismisses Atiku Obi's appeals. And that's basically the only story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this Friday. We check out this Nigerian next. Final verdict, no case, says the Supreme Court, as it quashes Atiku Obi's suit, upholds Tinubu's victory. PDP LP expressed disappointment as APC celebrates. President Bola Tinubu there says it's time to move on, build Nigeria. 4 months withheld salary, NAAT rejects FG's condition for payment. And still on the court, IPOB, not a terrorist organization, prescription unconstitutional, orders federal government, Southeast governors to pay 8 billion naira and apologize to IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. On First News, Tinubu floors Atiku Obi at Supreme Court as Apex Court dismisses the main opposition party's appeals, affirms Tinubu's election, declares Tinubu scored highest votes in 2023 election. Justice has been served, says the president. PDP rejects verdict, affirming the president's victory. LP resorts to masses court, says Obi campaign spokesperson. Accept Supreme Court's verdict, says Ohaneze to Obi and Atiku. IGP decorates 12 AIGs and 19 CPs. Ondo Deputy Governor begs Akeredolu. Blueprint says, Tinubu to Atiku Obi others, with Supreme Court victory, let's build our country together, says victory has verdict has rested agitations over February the 25th poll winner. And regarding the forthcoming off-season elections slated for November, form a bulwark against fake news. INEC urges the media. Finally, with me is Daily Trust. Supreme Court upholds Tinubu's election, dismisses Atiku Obi's appeals. Let's build Nigeria together, says the president. PDP is quoted as saying the judgment is disappointing. We're shocked, but we move on, says the Labour Party. On the other hand, wait till 2031. APC tells Atiku Obi, and for the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, he says, verdict, welcome relief. Ibrahim.
Let's raise with the front pages of the newspaper because they kind of like harmonized their thoughts this morning. The Punch newspaper starts with Tinubu triumphs after 171-day battle. The writers read Nigerians present wish list, presents wish list to president after Supreme Court victory. Judgment shocking, dash Nigerians' expectations, say PDP Labour Party. And moving on to Daily Independent. Supreme Court verdict. Our electoral jurisprudence democracy is strengthened. That's according to Tinubu. Our Supreme Court dismisses Atiku Obi's appeals against him. Says Chicago State varsity record not authenticated, sealed. Now, Apex Court has failed Nigeria. Judgment disappointing. That's according to the PDP. It's a sad day for democracy. Labour Party laments. Moving on to Leadership Friday. Supreme Court verdict. Tinubu looks ahead, woos Atiku Obi. The Apex Court has failed Nigerians. PDP laments. Labour Party weeps for judiciary. Next is the Nigerian News Direct. Opposition cries foul as Supreme Court affirms Tinubu's election. Supreme Court has done justice without fear or favor. Tinubu, judgment a mockery. Huriwa advises Atiku to quit politics. Allow youngsters like Obi. I have no regrets. We will support Tinubu again in 2027. That's according to Wiki. Above the nameplate, Supreme Court's decision will allow Tinubu to bring good governance to Nigerians. Nebasco and security forces eliminate over 100 terrorists in airstrikes on Niger-Zamfara border. That's on page 2. Transcorp Hotels maintaining growth momentum. Well, okay, moving on to oil prices boost Nigeria's external reserves as Naira gains 5.5% in official market. Lagos State seizes 100 vehicles parked on Lagos Island bridges. Winners of 2023 Talent Hunt Research Hackathon bag 10 million naira cash prize from NCC. Moving on to the West weekend. And on the ear of the newspaper, Osun Development, the magic of the dancing governor. You see that on page 10. Explainer, why court sacked Seun of Ogbomoso. Did Makinde act in contempt of court? The battle among the Laoyes and chances of Obagandi to retain the throne. Sanwo-Olu opens new automobile plant. 368 Ekiti workers to get 136.2 million naira car loans. Otedola doles out 1 million naira each for 750 Augustine University students. Money ritual. No spirit has a money printing machine. Stop the senseless killings. Babalawo Jabudo Rumila. That's you see that on the front page of the West newspaper. Nature newspaper. Lagos court imposed fines. Community service for careless waste disposal. You see that on page 3. And 5th annual Agric Summit Africa to hold on November the 8th. Federal government ministers assess flooding crisis in the Sherry community. And on the bottom strip, you see 2023 AFCON, no Nigerian listed as CAF unveils 85 referees for preparatory calls. You see that on page 21. Nature Care, magnesium-rich foods. You can read that up on page 15. Moving on to the penultimate newspaper, I think is the last here, but not least, Business Day newspaper. Nigerians prize health as wearable device sales boom. The PDP Labour Party blast verdict as Supreme Court upholds Tinubu's win. Nigerians groan on the weight of tomato prices. There's so many other things other news items you will find on the front pages of the newspaper. But then they kind of like, speaking with the same, speaking in unison this morning as regards what transpired at the Supreme Court yesterday.
Right, especially, with, reactions divergent, that is, so many reactions. Of course, the president has spoken, calling for everyone, all hands to be on deck for us to build the country together. Of course, the opposition parties have also said a thing or two about the Apex Court's verdict. But let's move on now.